It's been said that it takes a community to raise a child. From the miracle of birth until the golden years, there's a community system you can count on. Trinity Health System, a community with centers of excellence. Trinity Heart Center, Orthopedic and Spine Center, Women's Health and Birth Center, and Tony Terramana Cancer Center treat the most complex health issues. A community of rehabilitative services and a spiritual support staff treating the whole person. Trinity's quest to be the best simply puts us above everywhere in the region.
After a dark weekend, the lights at Harding Stadium will be shining brightly this Friday and Saturday night. On Friday night, the unbeaten Brooke Bruins will travel to Harding Stadium to take on the unbeaten Big Red of Steubenville. On Saturday night, Brooke and Madonna will bring its 2-0 record across the river to meet the Steubenville Catholic Central Crusaders. The Herald Star Football Extra caught up with all 4 coaches earlier this week, and here's what they had to say about this weekend's game.
It's a pleasure for me to get a chance to spend some time with Coach Greg Bain of the Steubenville Catholic Central Crusaders, who just finished a early week practice as he gets his team ready to host Brooke and Madonna on Saturday night, first Saturday night game of the year actually. And Coach, I know that we've talked and you've talked about your team taking steps. Tell me a little bit about Friday night. Did you see your kids making some more steps forward?
Well, in some areas, but not a lot. To be honest with you, and again, we just got to keep working, got to keep coaching our kids, and that's all I can say. Is keep trying to improve, and we did some things good, but I first and foremost, I'm going to say that we got beat by an excellent football team, and we got a sign in our room. There's no excuses. I'm not making excuses, but we got beat by an excellent football team, and if they get beat during the regular season, I'm going to be shocked.
You've got another pretty good football team coming to town Saturday night. We're at Madonna. I'm sure you had a chance to see the Blue Dons on film, and give me your impression of them so far.
Well, they lost some kids from last year, but they got some good kids, coming back. I think Bobby's an outstanding coach. For years I've always told him he's done it with mirrors, but he's not doing it with mirrors anymore. I mean, he held things together out there when times were thin. He's got a good program going. He's got some good kids back, namely, Connor Arlia, and we're going to have our hands full Saturday night. And this is the third, all the teams we played right now are undefeated, and including Madonna.
You mentioned last week, week 1 you had Bridgeport kind of in the frying pan. Week 2, Ridgewood kind of in the fire, jumping into the fire. This week, Madonna. But in the growing process of your team, I mean, is this a good thing for them to face such tough competition right out of the gate?
Well, it is what it is. There's nothing we could do about it except line up and play and coach our fannies off, and the kids got to play their fannies off, and then that's what we're doing. The schedule is what it is. We're not looking for any, like I said, no excuses. We got to line up and play another good football team, and that's what we're coaching for, and that's what the kids are working.
And from a standpoint of facing Madonna, what are some of the things you're going to have to do Saturday night in order to be successful?
Well, we got to move the football. Okay, all right, we got to move the football, and again, that's something that we didn't do very well last year. Of course, they had an excellent defense. They got an excellent defense again this year. And we got to play defense. It comes down to this. Joey says this all the time. It doesn't make any difference who we're playing, what we're doing. We have to block and we have to tackle. And if we don't do that, you can scheme all you want. You're not going to be very successful. And that's what we're working on. And we've had 3 solid days of practice, and hopefully that's going to pay off Saturday.
As always, Coach, I appreciate the time. Always good talking to you. Saturday night, Steubenville Catholic Central, we're at Madonna at Harding Stadium. Come out and root on the Crusader with Coach Bob Kramer of the Madonna Blue Dons. He just put his football players through the paces, practice on a pretty nice early fall day as he gets ready to travel across the bridge Saturday night to take on Steubenville Catholic Central. And Coach, first of all, let me thank you for spending some time with us, and congratulations on your team's 2-0 start.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's all.
And a lot of coaches talk about one of the keys to a season are the weeks between 1 and 2. How much improvement your team made from week 1 to week 2. And as you watch the films of last weekend's win. Did you see your team continue to improve?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we improved a lot. When you have a young ball club, we made a lot of mental mistakes in our first game, and we've seen that cut down quite a bit in last week's game. So we're hoping that trend continues and they pick things up, and we're starting to get people in the right places, and they're doing a real good job.
And you obviously had a great season last year. You ran the table, won the state championship. You lost some key players from that squad, but this 2010 Madonna football team's off to a pretty good start.
Well, yeah, we had a good nucleus of 5 seniors to build around. They've been in the program. They know what to do, and the young kids look up to them, and they're sort of like mentors to them, and they've helped a great deal of bringing this team to the point it's at right now.
And you mentioned you have a handful of seniors. Maybe talk a little bit about those seniors and some other kids that have stepped up for you in the first 2 weeks.
Well, our seniors, a lot of them played last year, got a lot of experience, and some of them have played for 4 years and some for 3. So there's a lot of experience in our senior group. And, there's some juniors that have filled in for us last year, and Ryan Mazingo and Mendon Hall, and he started last year as a sophomore. And Petranton filled in when we had some injuries, and they've stepped up big time, and we have a couple sophomores this year that are contributing a lot to us, and some very talented freshmen that have come in and have helped us out a great deal and filled in some spots where we might not have been as strong as we are. So overall, it's a very diversified group as far as grade levels are concerned. Last year we were senior oriented and a few younger kids. This year and that takes a special bunch of kids to bind together and produce a solid team.
Coach, we appreciate again you taking the time. Saturday night at Harding Stadium, Weird Madonna versus Steubenville Catholic Central. Should be an exciting game, should be a great crowd, great atmosphere. If you're not busy Saturday night, get to Harding Stadium and root on these two great programs. Here with Coach Tom Bruni of Brooke High School as he gets his Bruins ready for Friday night's game at Harding Stadium against Steubenville Big Red. And Coach, first of all, congratulations on your 2-0 start, and thank you for taking some time to be with me today. And I got to ask right off the top, do you get any kind of trophy for being the Parkersburg City champs?
You know what? The press down there asked me that last week, and I said, we're back-to-back city champs, not just city champs.
Well, congratulations. You're off to a 2-0 start. And talk a little bit about your team and what you've seen to date and how they've performed in the first 2 games.
Well, actually, what we've seen is constant improvement day in and day out. And, of course, as a coach and as a team, that's what we're looking for. And I know it's coaches speak, but most teams do make their biggest improvement between games 1 and games 2. And we saw that last week. We're pretty pleased right now because we got a very young quarterback, and in 2 ball games he's done a pretty darn good job. And because of that, I think he's been aided by the fact that we have the entire offensive line back and all the skill guys, and that's helped him out. But he's a tremendous young athlete, and a lot of people come up to you and say, Coach, I know a kid that can throw the ball 70 yards in the air or do this and do that, but I think the most important factor that a quarterback needs to have is the ability to make decisions. And in our offense and the type of offense we run, the quarterback has to make a lot of important decisions, and sometimes that's a little bit too much pressure for a young quarterback. But we think that our young man has handled it very well, and he's made some very good decisions, and that's going to be important this week, especially going up against Big Red.
I noticed in the Herald Star preview when you talked about adding Big Red to your schedule. Teams don't always jump on that call, but from what I read, it's a call that excited you in a game you were looking forward to scheduling.
Well, you know what? Because we feel like it can help us. And last year we won 13 in a row, but we did lose the state championship game. And the team we lost to, South Charleston, was a very talented team. And the only team in this area that has the same amount of talent or the same type of talent is Steubenville. And what we really wanted to do was play a great team like Steubenville and get a gauge of where we were actually at and what we needed to do in order to beat South Charleston. And you know, they're the two-time reigning state champs, and you know, until they're beat, they're still the state champs. And we feel like in order for us to achieve our goal, that state championship runs through South Charleston. And knowing that, we wanted to play somebody that would be very similar to South Charleston.
Here with Coach Reno, Steubenville Big Red, as they prepare for first Friday night game of the season, actually, against the unbeaten Brooke Bruins. And Coach, Saturday's game, tough game. Keysport was a very physical team, but your kids were really up to the task. And you know, after watching the films, your opinion of Saturday's performance?
You know, I'm always proud of the way our kids handle themselves and the way they play, but after Saturday's game, I was really happy for them. We practiced against the spread in the I formation for 3 weeks. You know, part of our summer camp and part of our two-a-days, and then they came out and ran the wing tee. So
this is Friday night. I mean, you're actually going to play on a Friday night. You played on a Thursday, you played on a Saturday. It's also Legends Night. Celebrate, I believe, the 1983 team,
yes,
which I think was
my first year.
First year for Coach Reno. So
yeah,
that's going to be a special thing for you.
Well, you know, it should be very special, but you know, Brooks first right now. You know, I hope the guys that we coach understand that, and hope I get to see them after the game. But you know, right now they're legends, but this is present, and so I deserve. These kids deserve to have 100% of my focus, as well as the '83 team did when they were playing. But I'd like to congratulate all of them, and you know, they got this started 28 years ago. They were 10-1, and you know, nobody thought that we could do it. That team got me started off on the right foot, and you know, I always owe them, and I'll always be thankful for what they did. And you know, they'll be royalty as far as I'm concerned in my life. I can still name the starting lineup of that team, and you know, I wish them the best, and I hope they enjoy the game.
It seems like yesterday, right? It's not like 27 years ago. It's like yesterday.
It seems like 50 years ago.
And you know, obviously Brooks a good football team. They come in here to 2-0, 12 straight regular season wins. Some of our runner-up class AAA last year, and what are they going to bring to the table Friday night?
They'll bring a lot of enthusiasm. They bring a lot of. They have a lot of experience. They have 17 starters back from last year. We got to spend some time with a couple of their players at the speed camp, and they were awful good, awful competitive. And I got to know them and know how hard they work. So, and I feel they're the two leaders on the team. So, you know, we're just gonna have to. We're going to have to come ready to play. They have a very, very good coaching staff, hard-working staff, and you know, our staff has to accept the challenge as far as the coaching goes, and our players have to accept the challenge as far as playing goes. And the third part of that, you know, our fans are going to have to come ready to help us win a football game.
It'll be a great weekend for football. Some outstanding high school games on tap for both Friday and Saturday. Some huge college games on tap for Saturday afternoon and evening, and of course the NFL gets after it for real this weekend. By the way, in between time of the football games, you may want to think about stopping out to Friendship Park for the first Friendship Wine and Food Festival. Remember to keep your eye on this website, as we'll be looking for your help in selecting games of the week as the season moves forward. I'm Ed Lumen reporting for the Herald Star Football Extra.